Benesh Notation is a system to write dance movement, but not only dance movement, but human movement. It's very simple. It's not as writing steps. We write limb in the space.
It seems something that is really hard at the beginning, and it takes a while to get used to it. But once you learn all the basics, it's actually not that complicated. The stave is always the same. There are 5 lines. Each line represents a different part of the body. The bottom line represents the floor line. Then we're going into the knee line. Then we get into the waist. Then it's the top of the shoulders. And then the last one would be the top of the head. And we use those lines and the space in between for different parts of the body.
When you write a score, it's very detailed. If we would just look at videos, we would just see interpretation. The Benesh score represents what the choreographer wanted.
Also, it helps for the copyrights. If a choreographer sees that someone is using its choreography, he can always rely on the score to protect its legacy.
Yeah, so, very beginning. 1 out of 2, 3 out of 4. I'm then you're gonna go teaching the step from the Benesh score. And 3 and 4. This ballet dance concertant is very complicated. The music is Stravinsky, so the dancer needs to know the counts. There is some step with some fingers, and the dancer needs to know when he's supposed to point the finger or not.
Low?
Yeah. Okay, that's a 6.
It's completely the opposite to Requiem. It's not very complicated steps, and the beauty relies on the interpretation of those simple steps.
It's the chest, your sternum is projecting upwards. So there's always a sense that everything moves. Without making your ribs expand, it's from the chest.
I always try and give a general impression of a piece. So I try to put on a piece as quickly as I can, and then I'll start building on details and style and things like that. But I like to give the dancers a general idea of what a piece looks like.
There's not a lot of Benesh choreologists. I think it's very important to keep it going.
Absolutely.
Because it's helping also the legacy of the choreographer, Kenneth MacMillan. We're trying to keep it as original as possible, and like how it was created.
I just think it's wonderful having words from the choreographers themselves on paper. You know, something that you can translate to the dancers of today, exactly the same way that he did back then.